Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey everybody, glad to have you back in the No Comfort Zone. This is Dan and I'll be your host for the next 8 to 10 minutes, talking about this and talking about that and how your life can become better by getting outside of your comfort zone. Here's what I'm dealing with right now. This might help you, this might benefit you, and I certainly do hope it serves you and where you can actually not only understand but utilize this to make your life better. How much time and distance do you need from a mistake that you've made until you're worthy of being forgiven, or until you're worthy of getting up, leveling up, going to the next part of your life? How much time do you have to hold your head down? Truth is, you don't. You really don't. There's no time that you need. I've always been told this, and I don't agree with it, and I've done it. So I can say from personal experience that although it worked for me, I think there's a better way, and let me explain. So I get into the program of getting sober, and I become part of Alcoholics Anonymous. And that's important, but what's more important is the relationships that I developed with my sponsor, the guy that's going to walk me through the steps, the guys that I was attracted to or connected with. I saw value in their lifestyles and what they were doing. They were happy, joyous, and free. And at the time, that's what I wanted more than anything. And please don't misunderstand. This could help with addiction. It could help with alcoholism. It could help with your relationships. It could help with anything. So bear with me as I explain. So what ends up happening is you go through the steps of the program, and the whole goal is to really get rid of the chaos and drama and get a grip on your behavior and maybe the reasons why you drink or why you shouldn't drink. And basically, if you just want to be happy, joyous, and free without any substances. That's what I was looking for. That's what I wanted. I wanted peace. And I wanted to be able to accept myself for who I was and all my flaws and character issues that I had. But I also wanted to work on them to become better. So it's a foundation of my personal growth. So I use it quite a bit. So my sponsor was a pretty cool guy. He was, in the first meeting you go and you kind of tell him your sob story and you tell him what's up and, hey, who are you? Why are you here? Kind of a thing. And they call it a first step. So it's not a secret. It's just anonymous. And there's a big difference. So I end up going in and I start going over, woe is me. I lost this and I lost that. My wife dumped me. I'm living at my mom's house. I'm broke, all the blah, 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 all this stuff. All the terrible stuff I start going over, and I'm all sad, and I'm telling this. And a guy from across the table, he was probably in his 60s at the time. He's in his 60s, and this guy looks over at me. He's an Italian guy who is a concrete worker, pretty tough, pretty tough looking guy. I'd say he looks like a Italian version of Sean Connery. I don't know how to explain it, but he ends up looking up at me and he goes, "Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about." Yeah. That's good. Shut up. And I'm stunned because he totally busted me out. He humiliated me in front of all these other people. And he didn't shut up. You know what I'm talking about. Listen, he was across the table. He goes, "Listen, man, are you done?" And I'm like, "I guess so." And he's like, No. Are you done drinking? Are you done looking for this self-seeking pleasure stuff? Are you done? It's like, "Yeah, I'm done." "Good. Let's talk afterwards." "Okay, next." And I thought it was hilarious because I was living in the problem, talking about my problem. And a lot of people, when you first start out in the program, that's what it is. But when you keep going, you learn from those other people's problems, and then you start to develop friendships and relationships. And the hope is that you start working the program, and the hope is that you start to have some, fellowship. And then from there, with the program and the fellowship, you can get sober, right? You have a support group. And it worked for me. It worked really well for me, actually. But it came down to this life coach, this sponsor, this guy who's one of my best friends ever. He just told me how it was. And I'm complaining because now remember, I used to be successful. I used to have a certain lifestyle. I used to be, but I never was. It was all in my head. I had a nice job, but I wasn't happy. I was in a relationship, but I wasn't committed. I had kids, but I wasn't a father. You know what I'm saying? Or a dad, or however you want to word that. And, I just was really messed up. And so I don't blame anybody or anything for what happened in my life. I made all these choices myself. I'm never going to hang my head down and say that, oh, wow, I have for years, but I realize it's not going to get me anywhere. It's not going to help my kids. It's not going to help anybody or anything. It's not going to help me. It's not going to serve me. So what he said was that I did, but I don't necessarily agree with. He goes, man, how long have you been out there? How long have you been out there, boozing it up? How long have you been out there doing drugs, using people? How long have you been out there doing that? And I go, 10, 20 years, whatever it was. And he's like, well, 10 years in, 10 years out. Like, what do you mean? He goes, well, you've been doing this for 10 years. It's not going to work itself out overnight. You got a long road ahead of you. You got about 10, 20 years, whatever you said. And I think it was actually a 10-year run where I was just really in bad character for a long time. So 10 years out, 10 years. And it's funny because that's what worked for me. But I waited for that 10 years. Now, I want to ask you this. In the no comfort zone, you've got challenges and you've got problems and you've got issues that you've caused and you've created. You're not where you want to be at in your life because of choices you made. Nobody else. You're not as successful as you want to be because of choices you make. Nobody else's fault. Question for you. How long does it need to take for you to become successful? For you to get out of the adversity? To forgive yourself? How long does it actually take? Same thing I learned in the same program. On the same level of that is, it's never too late to start your day over again now. It's never too late to start your day over again now. It's never too late. So if you're having a bad day, or if you're feeling like you're screwed up in your marriage, at work, in your relationships, on your success level, it's never too late. Just start over again. Start again. Start again. Get to that starting line. Just start again. Stop the clock. Start again. Right? You need to change your attitude, have an attitude adjustment, and then just change your attitude towards the right direction, towards what it is you really need to do to get where it is you need to go. Because yes, there is some things to say about developing conviction. And conviction is having confidence for a long period of time. If you lack self-esteem, if you lack decision-making skills, if you don't believe in yourself, you have to find small wins. And those small wins over a period of time turn into confidence. And that confidence over a long period of time turns into conviction. But you have to face adversity. You have to have challenges. You have to have ups and you have to have downs. You have to learn from your downs and you have to apply those lessons on your way up. And I hope that makes sense. It's what I've been saying for forever. And I didn't understand that for the longest time. But now that I do, it's paramount that you understand. Don't get caught up in the feelings of a problem. Thank God you got some problems. Now you're given a solution. Figure it out. Be creative, be critical, whatever it is for you. Come up with a solution and take action. Because what you're going to find out is this. Over the long haul, confidence, conviction equals certainty. Confidence, conviction, certainty. And the only way that you're going to do that is by if you start to live your life and forgive yourself. Don't beat yourself up anymore for past discretions. Don't beat yourself up for your lack of certain areas. Just work on it and make it better. Just make it better. Whatever it is you're doing, just make it better. Just do it and do it now and make it better. Keep at it. Keep at it. Like I said before, just keep chipping away at it. Keep chipping away at it. Keep chipping away at it. And look at what you're chipping away at. Look at, you're trying. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. You know, one of the podcasts I did back a long time ago, I mean, when I first started a year ago, one of the podcasts that I did, somebody just listened to it recently and reached out. I need help. Here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to go. I need your help to do it. Bingo. Now that was from a year ago. I know so much more now than I did then, but I kept chipping away at it. And likewise, I've dealt with so much more adversity than I did a year ago, but I kept chipping away at it. So let's do that today. Let's look at it. Let's start the day over. Let's actually forgive ourselves for whatever you've done. Just try to be better. Just make it an effort. Try to be better at what you're at. Get some wins under your belt by establishing confidence. Do it throughout the day so you can get some conviction. Today I had a good day because I tried it, I attempted, and I succeeded in these areas. And then keep doing it day after day, because when you get to that conviction level and you know who you are and you know what your character is, you know where your ethics are, you know what your goals are, and you know where you're going, man, when you have certainty, that's when the magic happens. Let's get into a No Comfort Zone challenge. Let's do a 30-day. Hit me up, Dan at the No Comfort Zone or the NoComfortZone.com. Hit me up there and let's do a challenge. Let's do a 30-day sprint. Let's get uncomfortable for 30 days and see what version of yourself pops out at the other end. I think it's going to be 8 feet tall and bulletproof. I think you're going to be magnificent. And I think your friends, peers, coworkers, everybody you can think of that knows you is going to look at you and go, why did you change so much? How did you change so much? It's amazing. Anyway, hey, here's the day. Today's the day to start. To get out of your comfort zone so you can live all on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at TheNoComfortZone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.